Hello everyone, good evening. We hope you guys are all doing well, and great to see you guys all great to see you guys all here today. Now guys, please turn on your cams and make sure your mics are working, because we're going to carry on with the workshop. Although we did have a little bit of a break last week and we had a nice Kabbalistic dinner, an explanation to a Kabbalistic dinner. I thought it was quite nice. I hope you guys enjoyed it too. Sorry for the time mix up. I do believe some people came in a little late, but I think you can watch that on the archive. It's worthwhile watching and understanding what a meal and a l'chaim is all about, or giving a toast is what it's all about. Now today we're going to carry on with Rav Asher's social writings, and if you have the book, it's on page number 12, concerning love of friends. Before we go into the topic of love of friends, worthwhile just doing a bit of an intro and about the love of friends. And Judith's around, I'm sure. Just to make sure, Judith, can you, when the time, oh there you go, there she is, a lovely Judith. And now when the time comes, can you please make sure you divide the groups up and then bring them back in again, okay? So, but before we talk about the love of friends, the article concerning the love of friends, let's have a little chat about what we're talking about when we mention love. Okay, so as you know from the previous lessons, previous semester lessons, 1st and 2, we all understand that we're born in a character that's like personal love. We love ourselves basically, and we understood why that's like that, and we understood why it needs to be that way, and we understand why humans are created that way. So that's not a problem. But when we're talking about the love of friends, love of others, we need to understand that this is not just simply I love you kind of thing. Love is actually a sensation. It's like a sensory organ in spirituality. Therefore, this sensory organ called love, this sensory feeling, allows us to feel the Creator. All right, so when we're talking about love, definitely do not think about the concept of love that we have in this world, because spirituality and love in spirituality, love of others in spirituality is a stepping stone to feeling the Creator. So it's like having your soul, actually. All right, so you could say love is another word for your soul in the wisdom of Kabbalah. So we're going to get smashing. We're going to read. It's about 2 pages, and then we're going to have a workshop as usual. The ladies on one group, the guys on the other group, and we've got moderators. Who was moderator last time? So we've got to pick someone who wasn't a moderator last time. So Bright was a moderator last time. So Godfred, can you be a moderator for the guys this week? Yeah? Can you give me a thumbs up if you can? Okay, great. Yep, so Godfred is the guys moderator. Who was for the ladies last week? It was Louise? Okay, so it's between Tauris and Dillies. Do you guys want to do a heads or tails, or? Okay, Tauris, then Dillies was, okay, Dillies, okay, there you go, Tauris. You're the moderator for the ladies. All right, so let's get smashing. Let me put my grandpa glasses on before we get reading.
Those are quite smashing glasses you've got there.
Thank you very much there. Okay, page 12, Rav Asher, concerning love of friends, article number 2, 1984. You can make notes because the questions are going to be coming from here. The need for love of friends, 1. 2. What is the reason I chose specifically these friends, and why have the friends chosen me? 3. Should each of the friends disclose his love for the society, or is it enough to feel love in one's heart and practice love of friends in concealment, and thus not need to openly show what is in his heart? So these are 3 questions that Rav Asher is asking, okay, about the love of friends. So he's going to answer them now, and let's see what he has to say. It is known that being humble is a great thing, but we can also say the opposite, that one must disclose the love in his heart towards the friends, since by revealing, if he evokes his friends' hearts towards the friends, so they too would feel that each of them is practicing love of friends. The benefit from that is that in the manner one gains strength to practice love of friends more forcefully, since everyone's force of love is integrated in each other's. It turns out that where a person has one measure of strength to practice love of friends, if the group consists of 10 members, then he is integrated with 10 forces of the need, who understand that it is necessary to engage in love of friends. However, if each of them does not show the society that he's practicing love of friends, then one lacks the force of the group. This is so because it's very hard to judge one's friend favorably. Each one thinks that he's righteous and that only he engages in love of friends. In that state, one has very little strength to practice love of others. Thus, this work specifically should be public and not concealed. But one must always remind oneself of the purpose of the society. Otherwise, the body tends to blur the goal, since the body always cares for its own benefit. We must remember that the society was established solely on the basis of achieving love of others, and that this would be the springboard for the love of God. This is achieved specifically by saying that one needs a society to be able to give to one's friend without any reward. In other words, he does not need a society, so the society would give him assistance and gifts which would make the body's vessels of reception content. Such a society is built on self-love and prompts only the development of his vessels of reception, as now he sees an opportunity to gain more possessions by his friend assisting him to obtain corporeal possessions. Instead, one must remember that the society was established on the basis of love of others, so each member would receive from the group the love of others and hatred of himself. And seeing that his friend is straining to annul his self and to love others would cause everyone to be integrated in their friend's intentions. Thus, if the society is made of 10 members, for example, each will have 10 forces practicing self-annulment, hatred of self, and love of others. Otherwise, one remains with but a single force of love of others, since he does not see that the friends are practicing it, since the friends are practicing love of others in concealment. Moreover, the friends make him lose his strength of desire to walk the path of loving others. In that state, he learns from their actions and falls into the dominion of self-love. Right then. Shall we read that again? Yeah, are you guys good with it? Yes? Is thumbs up a yes? Okay, so let's read it again. 2 times reading is customary at B'nai Baruch, so let's read it again. It's not a long article. Concerning love of friends. 1. The need for love of friends. 2. What is the reason I chose specifically these friends, and why have the friends chosen me? 3. Should each of the friends disclose his love for this society, or is it enough to feel love in one's heart and practice love of friends in concealment, and thus not need to openly show what is in his heart? It is known that being humble is a great thing, but we can also say the opposite, that one must disclose the love in his heart towards the friends, since by revealing it he evokes his friends' hearts towards the friends, so they too would feel that each of them is practicing love of friends. The benefit from that is that in this manner one gains strength to practice love of friends more forcefully, since every person's force of love is integrated in each other's. It turns out, where a person has one measure of strength to practice love of friends, if the group consists of 10 members, then he is integrated with 10 forces of the need, who understand that it is necessary to engage in love of friends. However, if each of them does not show the society that he is practicing love of friends, then one lacks the force of the group. This is so because it's very hard to judge one's friend favorably. Each one thinks that he's righteous and that only he engages in love of friends. In that state, one has very little strength to practice love of friends. Thus, this work specifically should be public and not concealed. But one must always remind oneself of the purpose of the society. Otherwise, the body tends to blur the goal, since the body always cares for its own benefit. We must remember that the society was established solely on the basis of achieving love of others, and that this would be the springboard for the love of God. This is achieved specifically by saying that one needs a society to be able to give to one's friend without any reward. In other words, he does not need a society so the society would give him assistance and gifts which would make the body's vessels of reception content. Such a society is built on self-love and prompts only development of his vessels of reception, as now he sees an opportunity to gain more possessions by his friend assisting him to obtain corporeal possessions. Instead, we must remember that the society was established on the basis of love of others. So each member would receive from the group the love of others and hatred of himself. And seeing that his friend is straining to annul his self and to love others would cause everyone to be integrated in their friend's intentions. Thus, if the society is made of 10 members, for example, each will have 10 forces practicing self-annulment, hatred of self, and love of others. Otherwise, one remains with but a single force of love of others, since he does not see that the friends are practicing it, since the friends are practicing love of others in concealment. Moreover, the friends make him lose his strength of desire to walk the path of loving others. In that state, he learns from their actions and falls into the dominion of self-love. Okay, now the beautiful thing about this article is Rabash has already asked the questions for the workshop in the first three points. Okay, so we're going to have our first question, and the first question is, why do we need love of friends? That's the first question. Why do we need the love of friends? Right, you can break us out.
Got a question from Marjana. Why to hate oneself to be able to love friends?
Keep that on there. Is your mic turned off?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, good. How come we can't hear the test group? Shmuel.
An open heart, and we speak short and brief so that everyone can have a turn. Why must we practice love of friends? Yeah, it's the vessel within which we can reveal this creative force called love. Because when we connect to other people, we build between us and them a mutual connection within which we can discover a lot of good things. Next, please, Mike.
Okay, great. Thanks, Bright. Why do we need love of friends? I think by it, we receive their love, and so through learning to receive, we also learn to bestow. So I think it's somehow the two are connected, that in the reception, we also learn how to give love. So we need that first. Okay, that's it from me. Thanks.
Hello all. Why do we need love of friends? We need to focus on the friends to get to understand what their desires are, what their vessels are, so we can fill them. Otherwise, we would only think about ourselves, and there would be no connection. That's my next.
It is what helps us to overcome our force of separation, or the ego that pulls us away from connecting and revealing the creator. Next.
Jose, please. It's your turn. Jose.
I think we need the friends because we need to be as the creator. The friends is opportunity to give to the other as the creator. And that's all. That's all that I want to share. Thank you.
Abdul, please. Is Abdul here? Can he speak? Let's them for Michael. Michael, share with us.
Okay, thanks. Thanks, Godfrey. I think I had my say. I'm going to hand over to Muhammad, if you can hear me.
That's great.
Yes, I can hear you very well. I can hear you very well.
So, Muhammad, tell us, why do we need the love of friends? That was the question.
Sorry. I think everyone come to this life with this body that is the egoistic body. That if we need to rise above this body and to be like the creator, we have to rid of our ego. So I think with our friends, with the love of our friends, we can learn from each other and make all the correction to reach this point. Thank you.
Yeah. Love of friends. We need the friends to form the team, to form a group where we can practice the arts of loving the friends, where we can integrate with the friends and know them, where we can actually live the principles of Baras Allah. And therefore, we need the friends to form a group of 10. Next. Bright, can you kindly write up the names, the 11 people who are here in the platform, for them to follow each other accordingly? Thanks. Bright.
I would also like to mention we need love of friends so we can enter the spiritual world. So our perception from egoistic changes to giving, and it changes the world that we experience, so we can experience the real world. Next.
Okay, are we back in action? Can everyone hear me? Okay, so okay, so we should be back. Everyone can hear me, right? Give me a thumbs up if you can. Lovely. Okay, so we just had a question in between from Miriana. Where's Miriana? Okay, there she is. And she's asking why to hate oneself to be able to love friends. That's a good question because everybody, is talking about in other methods about loving ourselves, right? Everybody, it's like, in fact, people say we should love ourselves. So when we're talking about love of hating, when we're talking about hating ourselves, we're talking about hating the ego that's inside of us. Okay, that's what we're talking about. So we're talking about hating that self-love which is in an egoistic way. All right, that's what we should be. That's what we're hating. Otherwise, we don't hate ourselves. The Creator created us this way, which is so it's not that we're bad. This is laws of nature. So we're created in this way, in an egoistic way, but we understand that ego causes us harm, actually. So the more egoistic I am, I'm actually shooting myself in the foot. So that egoistic attribute that's in me is what I'm hating. That's what's called hating the self. That's a good question because we need to clarify it. Okay. So how are you guys going with the workshops? All good? Right? We're after the meal. Yeah, you're back in action. Okay, that's good to see. So that's my second question. Let's go with Rabash, okay, because this article answers these questions. So we should clarify these questions for ourselves. So let's do his second question. What is the reason I chose specifically these friends, and why have the friends chosen me? So why did I choose these people, and why did they choose me? That's the question. Why did I choose these friends specifically, and why did they choose me? Let's clarify this amongst ourselves. Break us out, Judith.
Yeah, Godfred, can you write the question down, please? I'll list the names of order of speakers, please.
I think it's my turn.
It's your turn. Feel like move ahead.
Yeah, the moderator's already written it.
Yeah.
What is the reason I chose specifically these friends, and why did I choose these?
Okay, I found this on the web. Yeah, that's right. You write the question down. Please list the names of the order of the speakers. Please, okay, yeah.
Yeah, Willie, maybe you can start.
Okay, thank you. Why do I choose you? Because you have the same desire, the same intention to overcome the ego. And that's why I want to join you guys so we can do it together because we need each other. So next, maybe Jose, if you want.
No, next one is me.
Follow right. Let's follow
Yeah.
it in this order, from
Which
order
order?
to alphabetical order.
Oh, alphabetical. Okay, cool.
Yeah, so we'll start from Abdul, then Bright, followed by Hussein has done it, then Mohammed, Godfred, Michael, Tiso, and Willie. Let's try it and follow now in that order. Let's see how it works. Go ahead now, B.
Yeah, I was gonna say that I didn't actually choose these friends. I was brought here. I think that all the circumstances led me to this place. So I can't really say I chose here because I mean, what kind of choice can I make? Left with me alone, probably I'll be somewhere, in a pub having a drink. But the forces pulled me here, so I don't have a choice. But I'm enjoying it. So I think that it's not about me choosing the friends. I think that it's something that I don't know, with some force or whoever controls me dragged me here. But I'm enjoying the journey. So next place.
Yeah. Also, I do not know who chose me. I found myself with these wonderful friends. They called me, they chose me to be with them, to form a group. So I do believe that the upper force is the one who has actually bring all of us together to form this wonderful, beautiful group to learn the art of love, integrating among ourselves. Yeah. Next. We can have Michael to continue. Mike.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I kind of agree with what's gone before. It is kind of a strange question because I guess none of us really had choice in the matter. But perhaps it's like they say how you don't choose your kids or kids don't choose their parents. But in the end, there is a reason why. And it often becomes apparent when you bring your children up that in fact, you both chose each other and there was a good reason why. So I guess it's something like that perhaps hidden to us, there was a reason why, but I think it probably goes back to what Willie said, that we on the same path. So maybe it's not surprising that we encountered each other. Thank you. Next.
Mohammed, please.
Yeah, hello everybody. I think we put the desire that we want to go to this path. We want this. We put the desire. Then the creator. The third thing that you put the effort to attend these lessons. This is your effort. You can stop it or you can continue. Thank you very much.
Do so. My brother, continue. Do so. Are you here?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, as Bright was saying, I didn't really choose anyone. The Creator brought us all together. He selected each and everyone from different parts of different countries, from different continents, from all over. People from everywhere of different backgrounds. He just pinpointed us one by one. From wherever we came from, and then he put us here. So it's all him. But after showing me this great friends, and I realized that I cannot let go. There's absolutely no way where I can ever leave these friends, because this is the system, or this is the parts of my soul. This is what will reveal the Creator, what will get us to the end of correction. And this is where we will see, all the good things, together when we try to connect. And and now I cannot stay away. Chaim.
Hi, Sam. Please tell us. Talk to us, Sam. If Sam is not there, can we have Willie? To hear his sweet voice, full of love to us. Willie.
So I lost my focus already, man. Just to check the question again to get back to the subject. Why did we choose these friends specifically, and why did you choose me? Yeah, I have to agree with you guys. The Creator chose for us, but the final choice is us. We can agree with our group, or we can reject the group, but we should not reject if we need each other. Alone, we are nothing. So thank you guys for being here. Next.
Okay, so we're back, right? You guys can hear me? Where are the guys? Okay, the guys are here as well. Okay, cool. All right, so they're all, and some of them are coming back now. Great. Okay, guys. So how was that? A very important question that was. Why did we choose the friends, and why did they choose us? We'll clarify that a little bit later on as well. Let's move on to the third question. Okay. And the third question is also from the article. Should each of the friends disclose his love for the society, or is it enough to feel love in one's heart and practice love of friends in concealment? So in short, should I disclose my love to the friends, or should I love them but not show it to them, and I'll just love them in my heart? Okay, is the question clear? Should I be disclosing the love to my friends, or should I love them but not show it to them? That's the question. What are the benefits? Okay, no worries.
Friends, we are about the game. I want to know if Abdul is here with us, so he should start with us. Abdul. Maybe that's not the name. Bright, continue. We'll find who Abdul is.
Okay.
Bright, continue.
The question is, should each of the friends disclose his love for the society, or is it enough to feel love in one's heart and practice love of friends in concealment, and does not need to openly show what is in his heart? I don't think that anything in concealment doesn't exist. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, because if you don't see it, I mean, how can that influence you, and how can you even think about it? So, I think that anything that is revealed, or anything that is that has branches, obviously gives him much understanding, and gives it some sense of influence over others. Because if I keep the thing within me, it's just like adverts. Who knows what you're doing except you yourself? So you have to broadcast whatever's going on inside you in some way, in some form. And through love of friends, obviously people can get influenced, people can learn from our examples, people can know how they should relate to us. So next, please.
Yeah, when we love one another, we sometimes conceal it. We don't express it. It's within our heart. And then we love. But then here we are trying to both do two things at the same time, conceal it and then reveal it. The two work together. And that is why Rabash is telling us to look at the issue of have enough to feel love in one's heart and then practice the love of friends in concealment. So in one stage, we learn how to love, but internally, within connection ourselves, we conceal it and then we practice it. So let us try to learn the rules which Barara Salam is preparing us to appreciate what it means to love the friends. Next, Michael.
Okay, thanks, Gottfried. Yes, I think there was a point somewhere in the writings about humility, and although humility is a good thing, and you might think it's a good thing to be humble about how you feel, in fact, what I understand it would be the opposite, that if you concealed your love, it would be more of an arrogance because you're withholding something. So part of the idea as well is that we give and we bestow, and if you're not sharing that love, if you're not sharing what's in your heart, then you're not bestowing. And seems to go counter to many other things we've spoken about. And then also the final point is that there was this idea that that in the group you can create this force. And I think if we're not all showing that love, then we are undermining the force. It's by actually revealing the love that we create the force, and it emphasizes the force. Okay, thank you.
Okay, Jose. Your turn, please. Yeah, they say we're waiting for you. Hi, my brother.
Good. Yeah, I think I feel that it's very necessary to make practice with the friends of beginning to love or to try love, to make the intention to love, for discover between us this connection of love, this connection of love between us. But first we have to make this kind of trying to make it first. That's all. Thank you.
Okay. Mohammed, thanks. Mohammed.
Yes, hello. Actually, as I know that love is caring for others, but how can we care for our friends in this group, our lovely friends? Actually, I don't know, but there's two kinds of people that showing love by intellectual or by expression feeling. So actually, I don't know. Thank you very much.
Thanks. Tuso.
Yeah, it's concealing that does not help because we are doing something completely new to our nature. You know, our nature is that we always think about ourselves. We always concerned and worried only about ourselves. So if I see that other people are concerned about me, that they showing me this love, then I will have strength no longer to care about my own, myself. I will be able to love them back. And then this love between us where we are not thinking about ourselves, but we only concerned about showing this love to the others. That is actually where the Creator is found. Chaim.
Nahaim. Come right. Can say that he who appreciates your love does not need disclosure. And he who needs disclosure does not need your love. I repeat from Khan. He who appreciates your love does not need disclosure. And he who needs disclosure does not deserve your love. Great sayings by Khan. So go ahead to Bright, come round, and Bright will start over with that. Abdul cannot speak to us. I do not know where he is, but if he speaks, he can talk to us, Abdul. Otherwise, Bright, continue.
Yeah, the friends have said everything. But I think the little that I want to add is that whatever is abundant in us is what comes out of us. As the words of our mouth are always an overflow of what's going on in us. So truly, if we want to be engaged in love, then
Nobody's got questions, right?
So far, so good.
Okay, good. All right, so great. So nobody's got any questions, right? So you guys all clear with the questions of Rabash? Yeah? I've got a few questions more, okay, which we should have. From what I've been hearing, okay, from what I've been hearing, I just want you to imagine for yourselves for one moment, okay, just imagine that you have someone in your life, they really, really love you, okay, but they never show it. But inside they really do, and they never show it though. They never tell you about it. They just don't show it, but they just really, really love you. Okay? Can you imagine if that's going to work out? Okay? It won't work out, will it? It's because you don't know. Okay? They really love you on the inside, but you just don't know about it. So that's just not going to happen, is it? It's not really going to work out. So I've been, a few of the things I heard from the guys are so correct. We really need to disclose our empathy, our sympathy, our caring for each other. It needs to be disclosed amongst the friends. On the one hand, I heard some nice things. On the other hand, I think we just need to underline this point a little bit. Because sometimes we're in the 21st century and we're not really used to disclosing this kind of attention to others, are we? In real life, you're not really used to it. So sometimes it might feel a little weird when I'm trying to disclose my love to other people who especially, just recently met or are not that close, right? So there are a few things we need to settle down when we're talking about love of friends. First of all, we need to understand that this is only, this is our zone of playing this game or this laboratory where we can actually try to do something beyond our nature that we normally do not do. And within us try to figure out and discover how the mutual affection of people inside a certain group can enhance this attribute called love of others on the one hand, and also bring inside of us to see how much our ego is really bad. This is what the whole concept is all about. So disclosing the love of friends is a very emotional thing inside the group, and it's a really favorable thing for people to do. It should be open, it should be shown. And now coming to the next question, okay. Now that we understand that we must disclose our love, to our friends, even though you may not love them, okay, even though you may not love them, because love is a process. It's like building a building. It's not going to happen just like that. But here we need to understand what we're trying to get our heads around. Disclosing love towards the friends it means that at least I'm trying to love them, and I'm showing that. Because we understand, we're a group of people that came together, and most of us don't have that connection to say we really love each other. It's a bit airy-fairy, right? And it's not realistic, is it? It's not realistic. However, though, if we just look at it from this perspective, we're trying to get to a goal. And in order for me to get to my objective, in between I have to do something to gain a certain skill so I can apply it. And if I look at the process inside the group in that way, that'll be a bit more logical for me, won't it? So if I want to gain an attribute, I have to practice it so that I can bring it to life inside of me. Does that make sense? Okay, so anybody went to a painting course, a music course, you understand you have to practice, right? Okay, so this is the same thing. So we understand logically, intellectually, that we can't love each other at the moment. We haven't even met, okay? However, because we all have a common objective and we all have a dot in the heart, which is striving to discover a new perception of reality, what we do amongst ourselves is play this game of seemingly wanting to love each other and displaying it. Okay? So we seemingly show that we do want to love each other. We do want to care for each other. Even though inside I may not want to, but I show the friends as if I do care for them, as if I do love them, with disregard to what I may feel on the inside. Now, is it a lie? Is it? Is it a lie what we're doing in that case? I don't love them, but I try to love them. Am I lying to myself? Yes, I am lying to myself, but it's not a problem. Okay? Our whole life is a lie. What's the big deal? Okay? It's a transient life. We can't even call our lives real. We don't even know the difference between a dream and reality sometimes. But that's not a problem. When I'm trying to play a musical instrument, I'm not getting it right, but as I practice, I get it right. Okay? So what I want now is the next question, after this little intro to the question. Okay? Rabash has pointed it out on a few sentences here, and I've touched on it a few times in this talk. When we're inside a group with a group of people, and all of us are showing each other that we want to love each other, even though we may not want to love each other, we just show that we want to, we show that we do love you, we show that we care about each other, we all show it. What does that action give me? That's the question.
Can you repeat that one more time?
Okay, so the action of showing my love to my friends, showing that I care about them, showing that I'm doing my best to help them, to sympathize with their situations, to empathize with them. What am I getting out of it? What's the benefit of doing it? That is the question. To love or not to love. Okay, you can take it now in before I get more dramatic.
So, we have two guys here who I wrote in
Okay.
to the chat that if they
Bright,
have any
can you pick up with us?
questions to write them in and direct them toward us.
So are we going by the okay, I'll put the question here, please. Oh, sorry, there. The action of of showing my love to the friends, what am I getting out of it? What's the benefit? Where did we get to? Who was supposed to be next, please?
Around, and Willie was the last person. So either you start or we rebuild the circle. So in this case, start.
Okay,
Continue
okay,
the
I'll
circle.
start. What am I getting out of it? What's the benefits? Yeah, I think if I show the love to the friends, I'm giving them an example of how I want them to treat me. Because we treat people exactly the way we expect to be treated. So that's the law. And if I don't show them love, then it means that that's how I want them to relate to me. So through the examples we show others, I think we give them a measure of how we expect them to relate to us, and we learn from each other through that. Next, please.
Yeah, we are playing a game, a game of love. We are acting, we are faking. In all the arts, in practicing, we try, attempt to practice, and then we develop the pattern. And therefore, in this art of game of love we are doing, when we fake it, when we try it, then we develop it. Then we are able to love our friends. We are able to love our friends the way we should. So until we fake it, until we practice it, until we act it, it doesn't happen. And this is the wonderful environment where we act it. Next, we go to Michael.
Okay, thanks, Godfrey. Yes, I think I'd say something quite similar to what you said. In this context, it is kind of true what Mutli was saying, that this maybe it's a bit of a lie because we don't really know each other. But what do we get out of this? What do we get out of showing this love? It's practice. It's an opportunity for us to practice this love. And I think there's something about, in fact, I think there's something about this in neuroscience, that if we practice good habits, it starts rewiring our brains to work in that way. So it's much better that we practice love here than practice hate, because we're doing something positive. We're reworking in a scientific way. We're getting our brains to go in the right direction. But yeah, I think that's all from me. Thanks.
Okay, so let's hear what our friend Khan wrote. The intent of the person is very crucial here. If I intend to love a person only for the sake of personal or mutual benefit, then that is not love, rather self-love. True love is that which is selfless, which is selflessness, and the belief in God is crucial to everyone to overcome the selfish desires of the flesh and move above yourself to selfishness. That is true love. Lahai. So Ebenezer, continue.
Hello.
Yep.
Hi everyone.
Sure.
Can you hear me? Yes.
Can hear you.
Okay. Thank you very much. To love, for me, I think to see the beauty or the light that is inborn in each one of us, and I've come to believe that each one of us has this potential that maybe they might not see by themselves, but as we are outsiders, if you're able to perceive that potential, that uniqueness of the person, there will be able to help the person to grow it. Instead of just looking at the negative side of someone, okay, there's a saying that to love someone means to first love yourself. And actually, you wouldn't be able to love someone much until you invest the love in yourself into that person. Otherwise, it would be like a fish love or a chocolate love. We love chocolate or we love a flower. Mostly what we see around is, let's say, flower love. you love flowers, so you go take a cutlass and you plug it, you kill it because you say you love the flowers. But to love the flowers is to fertilize it, is to water it, is to feed it, so that the whole beauty of the flowers which you love can come out well for you to cherish that. So I believe the intention of love is just to see and to encourage each other. And even at the point where someone is discouraged, just has to hit the person and say, this a time that you can be born out of your your dark moment or your negative moment. Because I believe lights are always being born out of darkness. Yeah, so just to see the good side of everyone. Thank you.
Thanks. Mohammed.
Yes. Three things I want to mention. I read something about love heal some organs in the body. Showing love heal some organs, healing from some diseases in the body. Secondly, psychology also, when you love or you spread love, magically you feel some sensation or some feeling that is so good in your body. Third thing, spiritually, the creator create this world for one purpose, which is love. So spiritually, when you love, so you share this with the creator. Thank you very much.
Thanks. Yes. Let's move to Tusu. Tusu.
Yeah, we you know, children always learn.
Because we've got 1 minute left. Right then. Okay, so you got sound. Great. So we've got about 30 seconds left. I'm sorry if somebody got cut up in between while you were in your workshop. I do apologize, but we do have to end our lesson in about 10 seconds. Are we just back now? Or? Okay, guys, sorry if I cut anybody there once again, because we're just ending our lesson in 3 seconds now. So I hope you guys enjoyed your workshop. This is the kind of workshop that we need to get used to, because we're going to clarify a lot of things spiritually, and the only way to clarify things is actually in between the connection that we all have, just like in couples, right? If a couple wants to clarify something between themselves, they need to connect, don't they? They need to connect, they need to share, they need to have some kind of like an in-depth connection so they can clarify everything that's between them. So same here as well. If the Creator is between us, we have to clarify that state of elevated perception between ourselves as well. So this is why workshop is very important. Actually, workshop is also a way that if you have a partner or a spouse or husband or wife, even kids, the workshop is a very, very useful technique to use even in the family. Everybody talks a little bit. Everybody says 1 or 2 sentences, and then the other person talks, because tendency is somebody talks a lot and then the other persons usually forget what they've said in the first place. So this workshop routine is actually good for all kinds of communication as well, at home and at work and between us, among us all the time. So we really need to get used to it. So now that we're all appreciating the disclosure of love among ourselves, we can look forward to continuing our mission next Tuesday. Now, this was our 6th lesson. We've got 4 more weeks left. our last lesson will be taking us into an introduction of how to integrate ourselves into the groups. Okay, because from now on, our next state is to get integrated into the group. So we've got some European friends, and we have also some friends from Africa. So we're going to have to, you know, in our last lesson, figure out how we're going to get integrated and how our frameworks are going to be, and so on. So, and for those of you who are in Europe, there are also a lot of European friends. Judith will also be helping you guys there. And for Africa, we'll have our friends, Dilys, Godfred, Anthony, me, Chris from here, and Jonathan also will be helping out integration as well. So we have a lot of things to look forward to. Next week, though, we'll be carrying on with our articles. So please try not to miss any of the lessons as we prepare ourselves to get into the groups. Okay. Oh God. All right. Talking about love, I'm already losing it. There we go. Have a great evening. See you guys all next week, God willing. Take care. Much love. Bye-bye now.